It can be a real struggle for patients, clients, and consumers to filter fact from fiction on the internet, which is where most of us get our information these days. So in this lecture, we're going to go over 10 nutrition information filters so that you can better communicate nutrition evidence with your clients and other various patients or consumers in the future. Hopefully these filters will help you separate fact from fiction so that you can communicate accurately and effectively with individuals and communities you serve. The information in this presentation is based on materials in the book Communicating Nutrition, the Authoritative Guide by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. If you're interested, you can find more information on the book at the bit.ly short link at the bottom of the slide. Before sharing a social media post, giving a talk, writing an article, or engaging in a new recommendation, it's always important to check the nutrition information through some nutrition fact versus fiction filters. Promoting and following inaccurate nutrition information can be detrimental because it can be a waste of time, it could waste someone's money, it could be unsafe if the information proves harmful, it could delay needed treatment if trying to cure a health problem with misinformation. And for you as the nutrition professional, it could damage your professional credibility if you're trying to communicate nutrition information to an audience and they've realized that you've given bad information. So let's look at the 10 fact versus fiction filters for nutrition information sources. The first filter is, do you read the complete social media post and the related article before sharing? In a study by Columbia University and the French National Institute, people share 59% of Twitter links without reading them. Massachusetts Institute of Technology researchers found that in general, false news was 70% more likely to be retweeted than the truth. So your job as a nutrition professional is to never promote information before reading the original article to ensure that what you are sharing is correct. Our next filter is, does a claim sound too good or bad to be true? A claim that sounds too good or bad to be true probably is. Beware of headlines that appear to be clickbait or sharebait. They're designed to make people want to click on them, or even without clicking, share them. Common claims involve rapid weight loss or dire consequences if you eat a certain food. Here's an adaptation of a recent one with names and products changed. Jane started eating 2 servings of this fruit every day for a week, and the results are amazing. Our third filter is the author selling something? For these, you have to really put on your detective hat. Check the type and sources of testing to assure the information or product is safe. Also, what are the author's qualifications in the area? We'll talk a little more about this later. Filter 4. Do the facts appear cherry-picked, slanted, or outdated? Are only supportive facts given? How recent is the information? For example, there might be several studies on a given topic, but a person only mentions the few studies that support his or her viewpoint. Look for dates on cited studies. Science, especially nutrition science, is constantly evolving. Recommendations from older studies may no longer give the best advice. Filter 5. Is the research conclusion founded on correlation or causation? Correlation is when one variable increases or decreases proportionally to the change in another variable. Causation means that one event causes another event to occur. For example, several experts in the 1950s believed ice cream caused polio. Both the number of polio cases and ice cream consumption peaked during the summer. While correlation may show possible causes, it can't determine whether something is a cause. Further research found that the poliovirus was more virulent in warm weather months and caused more disease. And ice cream's a great way to cool down in the summer. So thankfully, everyone could happily go back to eating their ice cream because this was a spurious correlative finding. Filter 6 is a recommendation based on a limited number of individual, personal, anecdotal experiences. People may say they feel better after trying a certain product, diet, or treatment because they think it will make them feel better. It's called the placebo effect. For example, studies use placebos, such as inactive treatments like a sugar pill, to evaluate the effect of a drug. And in some studies, those on the placebo still report benefits of taking it. So we have to be careful when we're looking at evidence in studies like that, but also in accounting for when a patient or client comes to you saying that they've switched something and are now saying that they feel better. Filter 7. Does the person's degree or experience qualify that person to offer advice in that given area? A common example is a physician or other health professional with no or limited nutrition training who gives nutrition advice without any current body of science to support it. Check the degrees and where these people have obtained them. Some degrees can be obtained easily via the internet. There are examples of animals whose owners obtained PhDs for them through diploma mills. One of the most famous animals with a PhD was Dr. Zoe D. Katz, a house cat. Filter 8. Is the advice slanted toward a health halo around a topic? The health halo effect occurs when the healthfulness of a food is based on a single characteristic. For example, someone may recommend a food because it is high in fiber. However, that food may be less angelic on closer look. A high-fiber muffin might be loaded with sugar and calories, or it might be made mostly with a refined flour with a little bit of bran thrown in. Filter 9. Is the recommendation based on limited research? Before embracing a radical or unbalanced dietary recommendation, check for research to support it. Is the recommendation based on just a few small samples of people? Has it proven successful and healthy over a period of time? One example is taking huge doses of a vitamin or mineral because an initial study suggested it might help prevent a specific condition. After further research, it might be found that too much could cause an adverse effect. And our last filter, number 10. Did the experimental design eliminate other causes? This filter goes along with the correlation or causation filter. For example, does eating a certain food cause a dietary problem? Or do people eat less of other high nutrient foods if they fill up on that food? Did the experiment look at the total diet? Were mostly less healthy people the ones eating that food? There are a lot of other questions that may need to be asked here, so always think more broadly beyond the experimental design in that study. What wasn't included that would have been helpful to interpret the findings in a more holistic manner? Just as a reminder, again, this PowerPoint was created by Alice Henneman, an MSRDN FAND, with Adobe Spark Premium, and the information is all based on that provided in the Communicating Nutrition, the Authoritative Guide, editor Barbara J. Mayfield. This is a great resource if you're interested in expanding your communication skills, and it can be found at the short link here on the slide, as well as on many places that textbooks are sold, including Amazon.